It's time for Fergus Falls American Legion Baseball down at the Junior Legion State Baseball Tournament. Brought to you by Pemberton Law, Fergus Falls Monument Company, Lakeway Express, Olson Oil Card Express, American Legion Post 30, The Viking Cafe, FM Bank of Fergus Falls, Olson Funeral and Cremation Service, and American Federal Bank. Let's take you live with Jason Retzlaff in the call.
Well, thank you, Chuck Ahmed. Good afternoon, everyone. We're back here again for Game 2 of this championship round. We just saw a few minutes ago Becker defeat Fergus Falls in the first game. Final score of 4-1. The double elimination tournament here in the 2024 Minnesota Division I Junior Legion State Tournament. It's double elim, so we'll play it one more time, and the winner of this game will be the Junior Legion State champion. Jason Retzlaff with you here this afternoon. What a great week, end of the week to weekend it's been for this Legion team, winning their first 3 games. Come from behind win against Bloomington on Thursday, 9-8. Friday beating New Ulm decisively 13-0 in 5 innings. Yesterday beating Becker 7-2, and then falling to Becker, who came around in that elimination bracket around the bend, and falling to Becker earlier today 4-1. And we made the mad dash in between the games here to hustle down, take care of a few things, get the lineup sheet ready, and figure out what's going on. And now we are ready to go. We're just about to start here, as Fergus Falls is the visiting team today, or visiting team in this one. The first time they've been visiting in this whole tournament. And Caleb Froning will lead it off for Fergus Falls Post 30. The pitcher is number 22, Chase Stupar for Becker. And we are underway. Stupar winds and delivers the first pitch of the game, and it hits Froning. And 1 pitch, 1 base runner for Fergus Falls. Froning got hit in the first game and didn't move too much. He didn't move too much out of the way on that one, just let the ball get him. And just like that, Fergus Falls has a base runner to start the game. The starting pitcher for Fergus Falls this game will be Micah Johnson. It'll be Micah's first action pitching in this tournament. He's pitched 20 2/3 innings this summer with 22 strikeouts, 14 walks, a 1.36 ERA, and a 1.36 whip as well. So Micah getting the start. So the lineup will be exactly the same, except Micah moves to pitcher, Caleb Froning moves to second, and that pitch from Stupar is in there for a strike against Cam Wiedrich. So Froning on first on the hit by pitch. And Cam Wiedrich, now Froning likes to run. Keep an eye on him over at first base here. And he is on the move. And the pitch is high, and Gerard mishandles it. And it'll be an easy stolen base for Caleb Froning. Caleb, that is his team leading 19th stolen base of the season. He's only been caught once. And Fergus Falls immediately has the base runner. And the first game, 4-1, really good pitching outings, both from Caden Denny of Becker and Caleb Froning of Fergus Falls. And as the pitch comes in, there's a hard ground ball to third. Mishandled by the third baseman, Canton. All the way across, they get him out. Now trying to get to third is Froning, and he is safe at third. That was a close play, but a big play for Froning to get over to third and be in a position where he can score on a wild pitch or a sacrifice fly. But the ground ball was pretty well hit by Wiedrich. Bobbled momentarily by Ethan Canton, but he made a good throw across the diamond to retire Wiedrich. So runner at third. Caleb Froning's at third. Now Brody Crine to the plate, the designated hitter. And here's the pitch to Crine, and he foul tips it into the mitt, 0-1. So it's Froning, Wiedrich, Crine. Then the lineup is the same as the first game. Brant Sherman to clean up, the catcher. Micah Johnson, the pitcher, batting 5th. Parker Tilke, the center fielder, batting 6th. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to score the first run of the game. It's fielded by the shortstop, Petrowski, for the out. But Fergus Falls gets on the board with an RBI ground out by Brody Crine. As Caleb Froning scores, Fergus Falls scores without getting a hit. Hit by pitch, stolen base, and 2 groundouts. And it's 1-0 Fergus Falls here in the top of the first, and Brant Sherman up with 2 out and nobody on. And that is low for a ball. To finish out the starting lineup for Fergus Falls, Nolan Fellstuhl, the third baseman, again batting 7th. Holden Stenstrom, the first baseman, batting 8th. And Jacob Froning, left fielder, batting 9th. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Sherman. That is in there for a strike, 1-1. So hard to know what we don't have statistical information on Becker, where they're at pitching-wise. They threw a great pitcher in Denny in the previous game as Sherman fouls that one off. And that was the advantage yesterday of Fergus Falls winning that first game against Becker, as Becker had to play another game and use some pitchers in that game that they played yesterday to get back here. So we'll see how it all unfolds here today. Here's the 1-2 pitch off speed, popped up first base area, and it's going to get out of play. And Brent Sherman stays alive here. 1-2. Fergus Falls with a run in, though. Caleb Froning getting on a hit by pitch. They manufacture it. Stole second and 2 ground outs. And it's 1-0. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Sherman. And he fists that one left side, but that's going to be foul, not playable. Brant Sherman coming into today, the number 2 batting average man for Fergus Falls at .390. 19 RBIs, 14 runs scored. Here's the pitch. That's off speed, swing and a miss, struck him out. Good pitch there by Chase Stupar. And Sherman went for the high one, struck out, and that'll do it for Fergus Falls. But they manufacture a run, 1 run, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we go to the bottom of the first. It's Fergus Falls 1 and Becker coming up.
Who's hungry? American Legion in Fergus Falls can take care of that. Dine in or take out every Wednesday through Saturday and enjoy our weekly Wednesday special. Burgers and walleye, salads and desserts, and of course our famous barbecued ribs and cheesy potatoes. Ask about our dessert specials too. American Legion of Fergus Falls. So proud of our American Legion baseball teams.
Your history is important. It shapes who you are. Pemberton Law has been providing experience and professional legal representation for more than 140 years. Pemberton Law offers a myriad of services. However, their attorneys each focus on select services to offer supreme knowledge and experience to their clients. Pemberton Law would like to congratulate the Fergus Falls Junior American Legion team on a fantastic season. Pemberton Law in Fergus Falls, Detroit Lakes, Wadena, and Alexandria. Online at pemlaw.com.
Thanks to all the sponsors for bringing this Junior Legion State Tournament to the air, and appreciate the sponsors stepping up. And it's been a great tournament to watch, cover for the fans. I hope you're enjoying it, listening back at home, and see if Post 30 can come up with a win. A good start with a run in the first, and now it'll be Micah Johnson towing the rubber and facing Becker. And Becker with the exact same lineup as the first game, just flipping Caden Denny to left field and the left fielder Chase Stupar to pitcher. And Micah Johnson delivers a first pitch for a strike. Good fastball from Micah on that one. And it's 0-1 here, starting up the bottom of the first. Micah delivers. There's a soft liner to left. That's going to fall in front of Jacob Froning, in for a base hit. So Caden Denny, who had a great pitching performance in the first game today, leads off with a base hit to left. And that'll bring up Anthony Rimmer, the center fielder. Rimmer in game 1 was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. And Rimmer, a lefty. Denny likes to run. He runs again, too. He lays down a bunt, and it goes foul. Caden Denny had a stolen base in the first game today. He was caught stealing to start the game in the game yesterday. And that was a great throw out yesterday by Brant Sherman at the beginning of the game. So 0-1 here to Anthony Rimmer. Caden Denny at first. Micah Johnson to the set. Here's the pitch. There's a soft liner into left center, and Tilke can't quite get there. It's in for a hit, and it'll be first and second. Kind of off the handle, and found the right spot in left center field. So Becker with their first 2 base runners on base on a pair of singles, and that'll bring up the catcher Riley Gerard.
Batting third, catcher number 28, Riley Gerard.
So Riley Gerard at the plate. In the first game, Riley was 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. He's the catcher, good defensive catcher behind the plate there. And Micah Johnson to the set and delivers just a fraction low, and it's 1-0. It's Denny at second, Rimmer at first, nobody out. Fergus Falls leading 1-0. It's the bottom of the first. And the pitch squares around to bunt, lays down the bunt. Johnson comes and bare hands it, throws it over to first, and it gets away, and no one was there. No one was covering first, and Johnson threw it instinctively. And that's a big mistake by Fergus Falls there. Yeah, no one was covering over there, and the throw went right against the fencing, and it'll be a sacrifice bunt. And then on the air, run is going to score, and it's going to be second and third with nobody out. So now it becomes a little damage control here for Fergus Falls. And at the plate is Griffin Munch. Yeah, Micah, and I got some standards here blocking my view of first a little bit. I have to move my head, and I turned, and then no one was there when the throw was made, as the first pitch is a ball high to Griffin Munch. The second base cleanup hitter, who was 1 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and a steal in game 1. Check swing, that's a strike. So all tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the first, but Becker has second and third and nobody out. And their cleanup hitter at the plate. And here's the pitch to Munch as a fly ball to right center field. Tilke coming over, he makes the catch. He's going to send it home and just making it in as the ball comes to the plate. Good throw by Tilke, but it was too deep to get the runner. Anthony Rimmer comes in to score on a sacrifice fly by Griffin Munch. So it's 2-1. Becker gets the lead back, and the pitcher Chase Stupar is up. Runner at third and 2 out. And one out. 1 out. We don't want to confuse anyone here. 1 out. An off-speed pitch from Johnson is high. So Micah trying to work out of some trouble here and limit the damage. And there's a pop-up, and that is a little bit over our heads and out of play. So a ball and a strike here now to the pitcher Chase Stupar. Stupar, first game, 1 for 3. With a single and an RBI. And he's got a runner at third with 1 out. That one's inside, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. At third base is Riley Gerard for Becker. And here's the pitch from Johnson. That one's up and in a bit, and it's 3-1. On deck is the shortstop Hunter Petrowski. And here's the pitch, swing and a miss. And it's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third, 1 out, bottom of the first, and the pitch and swing, that's fouled off right side. So we'll do it all over again. First trip for any Legion tournament team to make the state tournament since 1998, 26 years. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Another foul ball out of play. Running out of baseballs here pretty soon. And it's the first time ever a junior Legion team has been to state. They're trying to make it a state championship with a win here. They trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the first. First time that Fergus Falls has been the visiting team on the scoreboard in this tournament. There's a curveball that is low, and that is a walk. Stupar will go to first. And it'll be first and third with 1 out, and Hunter Petrowski coming to the plate, the shortstop. Petrowski was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly in the previous game. As Micah Johnson to the set with runners at the corners and 1 out, bottom of the first. And delivers to Petrowski. Runner from first is going, and they're going to throw it right back to Micah, and it'll be an easy stolen base for Chase Stupar. So now it'll be second and third. Johnson delivered a strike on that first pitch. It's 0-1. And Micah to the set, and the pitch that's fouled off out of play right side, and it'll be 0-2 now. Fergus Falls, no stranger to coming back in games though. They fell behind in their Sub-State F tournament, 3 out of those 4 games, and found ways to come back to win. And of course, kind of a magical comeback in game 1 of this tournament against Bloomington, down 8-1 going to the bottom of the 4th. And they scored 6 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. They had to take care of something on the field. Now they're back ready to go. 0-2 is the count to Petrowski. And the pitch from Johnson. That's in the dirt, but good job by Sherman keeping the ball close enough where runners could not advance. And it's now 1-2. So Micah Johnson to the set. And comes to the plate. Fouls it off again. More foul balls. Good pitch there by Micah and good batting there by Petrowski, able to fight it off on a pitch perfectly located on the outside corner. So 1-2. Micah ready to go. Here's the pitch. Line drive, base hit, left center field. And that is going to score 2 runs. They're waving the runner home. And now coming, they're going to try to cut it off and get him at second. And he is out at second base. But 2 runs score. And it's 4-1, Becker with the lead. And now the bases will be clear with 2 outs. But that is a 2-run single for Hunter Petrowski. Scoring Gerard and scoring Stupar. And now Austin Rimmer to the plate. So nobody on, 2 out, but 4 runs are in. And here's the pitch to Austin Rimmer. And it's low for a ball, 1-0. Catching up my scorebook here. 2-run single for Petrowski there. And here's the pitch from Johnson. That's just outside. And it's now 2-0. So 2 singles, a sacrifice bunt, a sacrifice fly, a sacrifice bunt with an error. And that one's outside. It's 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to the number 7 batter, Austin Rimmer, the first baseman. And here's the pitch from Johnson. He puts it in the strike zone. And it's 3-1. Rimmer was 0 for 3 in game 1. And here's Johnson, the pitch. And that catches the corner. Rimmer took a step towards first. Umpire said, hold on a minute. It's in for a strike, and it's a full count. 4-1 Becker with the lead here in the bottom of the first. 2 out, nobody on. And the pitch to Rimmer. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. So that'll end a tough first inning here for Fergus Falls post 30. And it's 4-1. And Fergus Falls coming up here in the second. So it was 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. We go to the second. It's Becker 4 and Fergus Falls 1 in this championship game on Channel 977.
Cravings. We all get them, and right now you're craving food from the Viking Cafe. Hi, this is Pat from the Viking, and guess what? We are here to help. We can satisfy those cravings right now. Just come on down, grab a booth, a table or a stool, order what you're craving from one of our amazing staff, and ta-da, your craving is satisfied. From our scratch-made breakfasts and lunches at the Viking, we pride ourselves on our food, our service, and taking care of your cravings. So come on in and see us at the Viking Cafe in beautiful downtown Fergus Falls.
When it comes to honoring a life well lived, 2 names stand out: Glendy Nielsen Funeral Home and Cremation Services and Olson Funeral and Cremation. 2 local funeral homes with a rich history in Fergus Falls. Together, they stand with a shared commitment of compassionate care and to support families during life's most challenging moments. When you need the guidance and understanding to help honor your loved ones with dignity and respect, trust both Glendy Nielsen and Olson Funeral Homes. 2 funeral homes, 1 common mission in Fergus Falls.
Back here at Red Haddocks Field in Bloomington. Junior Legion State Championship game, Fergus Falls and Becker. Chase Stupar back on the mound for Becker. Yeah, I did the math there with that error in the inning. Of the 4 runs, in the inning. 2 of them were earned for Micah Johnson. And Fergus Falls got some work to do to come back. Micah's stepping to the plate to lead off the second. And the pitch from Stupar is inside for a ball, 1-0. Micah in game 1 was 0 for 3 with a run scored and a stolen base. As Stupar delivers the pitch. A little high on that one, and it's 2-0. Micah coming into today, 278 batter. And that's low, 3-0. He's also one of the top run scorers on post 30. Looks like he's third on the team in runs scored with 21. And it's a 3-0 count. And Micah takes a strike. And it's 3-1. Anything he can to get on base here and get a rally going, try to come back after that tough first inning, trailing 4-1. There's a line drive to left center field. Micah got a good piece on that, and that falls for a hit. And good job by the left fielder, Denny, of tracking it down before Micah could advance to second. But a good start to the second inning for Fergus Falls. Micah Johnson, well-struck base hit to left center field. And that'll bring up Parker Tilke, the center fielder. Parker 0 for 2 with a walk last game. He reached base 4 times yesterday against Becker with 3 walks, and Parker nubs that one foul towards the Becker dugout. It's 0-1. Nolan Fellstool on deck. 4-1. Becker leading. 4 first inning runs, 2 of them unearned. And here's the pitch from Stupar. There's a line drive to deep left center field. That's in the gap. And that's going to be extra bases for Tilke. Now mishandled by the center fielder. Micah Johnson's going to be waved in. He's going to come around to score just like that. That Fergus Falls post 30 gets a run in. And Tilke with an RBI double. And that makes it 4-2. Nice answer here by Fergus Falls. So Micah Johnson comes around to score. Micah has scored the only 2 runs that have been scored today for Fergus Falls. But excuse me, what am I thinking? Caleb Froning scored to start the first. Micah's had 2 of the 3 runs. But Fergus Falls got it going. They got a run in. Parker Tilke, the RBI double. He's at second base and nobody out. And Nolan Fellstool steps to the plate. And Nolan's a top batting average man for Fergus Falls, coming in with a .400 average coming into this game. The lefty takes it inside. And it's 1-0. Man, Tilke really drove that one well into left center field. On the same line as Micah's, just hit it a little bit farther. And time called here for a moment. Now Nolan steps back into the batter's box. 1-0 count. And here's the pitch from Stupar. Curveball's low, and it's 2-0. Well, this one already more runs scored than the entire first game. It was 4-1 final the first game. It's 4-2 Becker in this one. And here's the pitch. That's outside, and it's 3-0. Holden Stenstrom is on deck. Stupar to the set and to the plate, and that's outside. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk. And not what Coach Robert Petrowski wants when you get 4 runs and getting base runners on and walking players. And first and second with nobody out, and Holden Stenstrom to the plate, first baseman for Fergus Falls post 30. Holden, 242 average on the year. And here's the pitch. Squares to bunt, lays it down, and pitcher comes to get it, throws to first. They'll take the out at first, and runners advance to second and third. Stenstrom does the job, a sac bunt. Tilke to third, Fellstool to second. And now Froning coming up next. Jacob Froning, the left fielder, with Caleb Froning on deck. And here's Jacob Froning. Jacob is 0 for 2 with a walk in game 1. Tilke at third, Fellstool at second, and Jacob Froning with 1 out. Curveball in there for a strike. Good off speed on that curveball, and it's 0-1. Stupar looks in, comes to the set. And the pitch to Jacob Froning. There's a line drive to left center field, hustling over and making the catch is the center fielder. Here's tagging and coming in to score will be Tilke, and it's 4-3. So Fergus Falls with a good answer. That was a well-struck ball, too. Nice job by Anthony Rimmer of tracking that down in left center field. Fellstool stays at second. Tilke comes in to score on the sacrifice fly by Froning, and it's now 4-3. Becker with the lead, and Caleb Froning comes to the plate. He was hit by a pitch, stole a base, and came around to score in the first. Fellstool at second with 2 out, top of the second. And curveball's outside, and it's 1-0. So Caleb trying to get a 2-out hit here, maybe tie this game up. And the pitch. And fastball, he pops it up in the infield. And coming in, a little bit of chaos, and the ball lands. Now coming around third to the plate, safe at home, and we're tied. Goodness, that was a gift for Fergus Falls. But give unbelievable credit to Nolan Fellstool, who was at second base, and they popped it up in the infield. And he was sprinting from the get-go, flying around third, so when the ball landed on the ground, there is no, he was full speed, and that allowed him to come in to score. What a great play by Fellstool, and the game is tied at 4 on the air on that pop-up. You can see there's trouble as both the third baseman, shortstop converging. Now Froning is running, and the pitch is fouled back to Cam Wiedrich. Defense so huge, and we've seen it throughout this tournament. It cost Fergus Falls in game 1, and it cost their opponents a lot in the previous games. But we're all tied up at 4, and here's the pitch to Wiedrich. There's a fly ball to center field. Rimmer is over, and he is able to put it away. But Fergus Falls with the answer. Much more high-scoring game in this one, as we're through an inning and a half. Fergus Falls with 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We're all tied up again, going to the bottom of the second. Fergus Falls 4, Becker 4. You're listening to Junior Legion State Championship game on Channel 977.
At FM Bank, they invite you to experience the advantage. Experience personalized financial expertise and excellence in customer service. FM Bank continues to add products, services, and technology to make your banking and insurance transactions more convenient. Plus, decisions are made right here across the desk from you. No board meetings to wait for, no centralized office to review. And in 2025, their new location will better serve you in the community. FM Bank of Fergus Falls. Experience the advantage. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ryan Welly from Fergus Falls Monument talks about why planning is so important.
How beneficial it is for while you're still alive to do your pre-planning, whether it's your funeral planning, memorial planning, those type of things. It's so difficult for the family to make those decisions after the fact, especially for a spouse that's living still. They're already going through so much, and then to have to try to make these decisions on their own is so difficult.
Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls, and at foreverstonememorials.com. Memorials that matter.
All right, back here in the bottom of the second, and a pitching change. Fergus Falls coming with Jacob Froning now on the mound, relieving Micah Johnson. The first pitch, line foul down the left field line. So, in a championship game, and nothing to save. Coach Tilke making a quick pitching change to Jacob Froning here, as Froning's second pitch is inside 1-1. Yeah, Micah in his 1 inning, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, with 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. And that one's in for a strike, off-speed pitch from Froning, and it's 1-2. Quick track down Jacob's numbers this year. 16 1/3 innings pitched this summer, 17 strikeouts, 15 walks, so he will walk some players. There's a base hit, just fair, down the third baseline, and coming around, well, he's going to stay at first, is Noah Milkey, and it'll be a leadoff single for Noah Milkey. It's a bonus. Get your number 8 man on to start the inning. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, third baseman Ethan Canton. Yeah, Jacob, 16 in the third inning, 17 strikeouts, 15 walks, a 4.29 ERA, a 2.2 whip, as he delivers the first pitch strike to Ethan Canton. And now Froning to the set, now turning to squaring around to bunt, and he pulls it back, takes a ball. So 4-4 is the score in the bottom of the second. The score of the first game was 4-1. And we've already cruised past the number of runs scored here in an inning and a half. And Becker has the leadoff man on. Throw to first. And a little bit of a wild throw from Froning. Stenstrom able to grab it before it gets by him. As Milky is back safe at first. So Canton has squared to bunt one time. We'll see if he squares to bunt here. He does square to bunt, and it comes right back towards Froning. Froning barehands it, throws to first, and the low throw, but good scoop by Stenstrom. That was dangerously low, but nice job at first by Holden Stenstrom making the play. Sacrifice bunt for Ethan Canton, and moving to second is Noah Milky. And that'll bring it back to the top of the order for Becker with Caden Denny. Denny singled and scored in the first. As Noah Milky takes his lead at second. One out, bottom of the second. And the pitch. There's a pop-up, foul territory, and that one is going to be out of play. And it's 0-1. I got to keep my eyes up to see if it... I'm right in a spot just outside the press box where if the ball comes off the roof of the overhang, it'll fall right into the equipment or into my hands. Got to be ready for that. But it's 0-1, and here's the pitch. There's an off-speed pitch, a pop-up in the infield. And Wiedrich is under it, and Cam makes the catch. So there's out number 2. And that'll bring up Anthony Rimmer, the center fielder. Rimmer also singled and came around to score in the first. Now, conference here at the mound with the Fergus Falls infield. Talking things over here for a moment. No coach out there. They're just talking amongst themselves here. Now the umpire coming out and say, let's get the show on the road. And everyone heading back to their spots. And Anthony Rimmer to the plate. So Rimmer 1 for 1 with a run scored. And he's a lefty. And Froning, a lot of action over at second, trying to keep the runner close, and it's in for a strike. That's probably what the discussion was a little bit about how to try to hold that runner at second to keep him as close to second base so a base hit doesn't necessarily score him. 0-1 pitch coming to Rimmer. Now they throw it back and they throw it into center field, but the runner will not be able to advance as Milky was diving back, and a good job of Tilke backing it up. So, and maybe that was part of the discussion too on setting the pickoff play, but we'll see. A lot of attention over there on second base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's low, gets away briefly from Sherman, but keeps it close enough where the runner will not advance. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Junior Legion Minnesota State Championship game here at Red Haddocks Field in Bloomington, and we're all tied up at 4 between Fergus Falls and Becker. Becker trying to add to that, and Jacob Froning's pitch is low on a fastball, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch from Froning. Off speed, just off the plate, and it's 3-1. On deck is the number 3 batter, the catcher Riley Gerard. So Froning to the set, and the pitch chopped foul off of his own foot. That had to hurt a little bit. Rimmer hopping around, walking it off, and it's a full count now to Anthony Rimmer. So runner at second, 2 out, bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Curveball fought off. Good pitch there by Froning. As might have been some damage to a vehicle there on that foul ball with the crowd reaction, the way we heard. Full count, and here's the pitch. Swing, line drive, left field coming in, and unable to make the play. It's in for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner, though, at third, and it's runners at the corners with 2 outs. So good base hit to left by Rimmer. But Micah Johnson, who moved to left field with Jacob Froning coming in to pitch, played it really well. Hustled in, charged it, got it on a hop. And they're not taking any chances on that one. So first and third and 2 outs, and the catcher, number 3 batter, Riley Gerard. Gerard sacrifice bunted his first time, but reached on a throwing error when no one was covering first, and he came around to score. No big at bat here. Here's the pitch. Runner goes from second. They throw it right back to the pitcher, Froning. So easy stolen base for Rimmer. Second and third. 0-1 pitch coming to Gerard. Here it comes. And check swing. He went. And it's 0-2. That one was in the dirt, and he offered on it. So 0-2. Fergus Falls a strike away from sneaking out of trouble, but 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch, and that is low and away. Great scoop again. Sherman's having a really good defensive tournament as well, too. And that one could have easily been a wild pitch, and he scooped it, kept it out of trouble. Now Froning steps off for a moment. Gerard back into the batter's box. 1-2 pitch coming up. And it's low and away again. Wanted Gerard to chase, and he didn't. 2-2. Bottom of the second. 2 out, all tied at 4. Second and third. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing, line drive, and caught up the middle. What a catch by Froning. Just a bullet, and the reaction to stab it. And that was kind of some cool sportsmanship. You saw Gerard kind of give Froning a nod, like great catch, and a smile back from Froning. He hit that one like a bullet, and Froning made a beautiful catch. Probably would have been 2 runs on a single up the middle, but no runs scored on that one. And through 2 innings, we're all even again, 4 apiece. So for Becker, it was no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. And we go to the 3rd inning, all tied up at 4 here in the Junior Legion State Championship game.
It's grilling season. Time to go through the checklist to make sure you're set. Let's see. Grill gates clean. Lighter ignition works. Propane tank is full. Maybe. When it comes to grilling, there are no maybes. Time to refill or exchange your propane tank from Olson Oil Express. You can either exchange your tank or have their staff refill your tank for you. And now that you know your grill tank is ready for cooking, have you checked your camper tanks? I didn't think so. Olson Oil, Card Express, West Lincoln, Fergus Falls.
Who's hungry? American Legion in Fergus Falls can take care of that. Dine in or take out every Wednesday through Saturday and enjoy our weekly Wednesday special. Burgers and walleye, salads and desserts. And, of course, our famous barbecued ribs and cheesy potatoes. Ask about our dessert specials, too. American Legion of Fergus Falls. So proud of our American Legion baseball teams.
On to the 3rd, and the Holiday Inn Express Mall of America is a great place to stay if you're going to the Twin Cities for any type of entertainment or travel. They're located within moments of the Mall of America and of the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, with free breakfast, shuttles going back and forth to the mall and to the airport all the time. Experience great hospitality at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Mall of America. All right, leading off the 3rd for Fergus Falls is Brody Crine, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. On the mound still, Chase Stupar for Becker, and here's the 0-1 pitch, and he flies that one foul out of play down the right side, and it'll be 0-2. Brody had an RBI ground out in his first at-bat, first run of the game. And here's the wind and the pitch. And just off the float, they ring him up. That's a delayed call. I'm going to have to get used to this umpire with a little slow call on some of the signals. And Crine strikes out looking to lead off the 3rd. Now it'll be Brent Sherman coming to the plate. That was the second strikeout. Now there's a fly ball to right field, and ranging over to his right and making the catch is right fielder Noah Milkey. So another quick out. And 2 down with Micah Johnson coming to the plate. That strikeout on Krein was Stupar's second strikeout. And Micah Johnson, he got the rally going in the second with a really well-hit single to the left center field. He came around to score in that inning. And he takes the pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Micah's had a lot of big hits. He's had a lot of big hits in this series, especially in the first game. And there's a bullet into the hole in left center, in between short and third to left field for a base hit. Third hit of the game for Fergus Falls, 2 of them off the bat of Micah Johnson. Yeah, Micah had the big 3-run triple that started the comeback against Bloomington on Thursday. So, trying to start a 2-out rally here, and Parker Tilke's up, and Parker had an RBI double his first time up and came around to score, and he takes that pitch low. See if it's an opportunity possibly where Fergus Falls might look to run and get a runner in scoring position. Micah is 9 for 9 on steals this season. Takes the lead, not going anywhere. That pitch is high. And it's 2-0 to Parker Tilke. Chase Stupar, the pitcher. He was a left fielder in game 1. Now Johnson does go. Line drive left field. That's in for a base hit. Johnson to second. And that was a bullet. It's kind of interesting. The first time around, both Mike and Parker hit it in very similar spots. The first one was deeper into left center field. Parker's a little deeper than Micah for hits, and then they both hit bullets in between short and third for hits on this one. So first and second now, something going, and Nolan Fellstool at the plate. Nolan walked and scored in the second inning. Here's the pitch to Fellstool, curveball low. Gets away from the catcher for a moment, but Gerard does a good job to keep the runners at bay. Fellstool just batting under. He's batting 400 coming into the game. He's just under it now after the first game. And that pitch is inside. And it's 2-0. Fellstool, the lefty, we've seen some great plays at third base by him. One against Bloomington, one against New Ulm earlier in the tournament. 2-0 pitch, that's outside, and it's 3-0. And Holden Stenstrom is on deck for post 30. And Stupar to the set, and here it is to the plate outside. Well, I thought that was ball 4, and I must have missed one. And again, it's my own fault, but the umpire a little slow to make the signal, so it is 3-1. And here's the pitch, and that one is outside as I wait. And yep, it is outside for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded for Holden Stenstrom. That is the second walk of the game by Chase Stupar, and Holden Stenstrom in a big moment, all tied up at 4 here in the top of the third. Bases loaded, 2 out, trying to do another 2-out rally here. And here's the pitch to Stenstrom. That is outside for a ball, 1-0. Holden, his first time up, executed a well-done sacrifice bunt. And ready to go again. Here's the pitch. And that one is high, and it's 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Micah Johnson at third, Parker Tilke at second, Nolan Fellstool at first. Bases loaded, 2 out, top of the third, all tied up at 4 in this state championship game. Here's the pitch. That's low and away, 3-0. And now you'd have to think that Holden's probably going to be looking at least one pitch here. And it is 3-0. I got fooled last time. 3-0 is the count. Stupar winds and delivers. And that one is low and in for a ball, and Stupar walks in a run. So Fergus Falls regains the lead. Micah Johnson comes in to score for the second time today. Tilke to third, Fellstool to second, and Stenstrom is at first, and Jacob Froning to the plate. And Rob Petrowski coming out to talk to his pitcher, Chase Stupar, with the bases loaded. And we'll see if any changes going to be made at all? You're in your last game, and just a conversation, leaving him in there. The score is 5-4. Fergus Falls has now regained the lead. Fergus Falls scored 1 in the top of the first, but then Becker scored 4. Post 30 answered with 3 in the top of the second. The first 0 was put up in the bottom of the second. And now a 2-out rally. A run scored after the first 2 players got out. A pair of singles and 2 walks have given Fergus Falls a 5-4 lead and looking for more. And Jacob Froning at the plate. There's a pop-up behind home plate, and in play, barely making the catch, is the catcher, Riley Gerard. Oh, what a big one that was, to just barely stay in play. He was right up against the net and made the catch, so that'll put an end to the inning. Fergus Falls wanted more, but they do get the lead back. They score 1 run on 2 hits and no errors, and they leave them loaded as we go to the bottom of the third. In a high-scoring affair, Fergus Falls 5 and Becker 4.
Your history is important. It shapes who you are. Pemberton Law has been providing experience and professional legal representation for more than 140 years. Pemberton Law offers a myriad of services. However, their attorneys each focus on select services to offer supreme knowledge and experience to their clients. Pemberton Law would like to congratulate the Fergus Falls Junior American Legion team on a fantastic season. Pemberton Law in Fergus Falls, Detroit Lakes, Wadena, and Alexandria. Online at penlaw.com.
I love lists, and the most satisfying part about lists, checking things off the list, like my list for today. Fill up with gas, get propane for the grill, grab snacks, sports drinks for the kids, and grab supper for everyone. First stop, Lakeway Express for gas. Oh, they've got propane tanks, and they got the snacks and Gatorade too, and fresh take and baked pizza for dinner. So check, 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 check. Sweet.
Lakeway Express, checking off everything on your list on East Fur Avenue, Fergus Falls.
All right, runs aplenty here in Game 2. They were tough to come by in the first game. 4-1, Becker defeated Fergus Falls, and now this is the championship game, and it's 5-4, Fergus Falls lead as we start the bottom of the third. And Becker to the plate with Griffin Munch, second baseman. He takes a strike from Jacob Froning. Froning came in relief of Micah Johnson after 1 inning from Micah, and Becker threatened but got out of it. And Munch now is the cleanup batter, leading off this inning, takes it inside. In the second inning, there's a leadoff single by Milky, a sacrifice bunt, a pop-out, a walk, but then a line-out that Froning made just a phenomenal catch on a line shot back to the mound. As the next one is low, it's 2-1. Here's the pitch to Munch. That's inside, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. So started off with a strike, but 3 consecutive balls. Munch, sacrifice fly his first time up, and that one's low, and the leadoff man is going to be on here in the third as Griffin Munch gets the free pass. Second walk of the game for Froning. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Chase Stupar. So Stupar steps in. Munch is at first. And Froning now to the set. And comes to home. And that is outside for a ball. So 5 consecutive balls thrown here by Froning, trying to find the zone. He will walk some people, though. He's walked, coming into this game, 16 and a third innings, 15 walks. There's a line drive, base hit right side. And played and coming in. Holmes makes the play, and now they throw it to third. Runner advances to third, though. And Becker in business, first and third here to start the game. So Stupar with the hit. Runners at the corners, and now Hunter Petrowski to the plate. And Petrowski had a 2-run single his first time up in the first inning. Well, Jacob Froning now comes to the set, and the runner goes, and the pitch is low, gets by the catcher, hustling in, and going to be able to score easily is Griffin Munch on that wild pitch. So we are all now tied up again, and Becker has a runner in scoring position at second. Feels like a game where if you only score a run in an inning, it you might be behind the 8 ball a little bit. Any zero you put up will be gold, but it's 5-5. Bottom of the third, Becker at the plate. Runner at second, nobody out. And Hunter Petrowski steps in, 1-0 is the count. Here's the pitch. He punches that one foul right side. It'll be 1-1. Petrowski, good defensive shortstop, made some nice plays in the games we've been watching. And that pitch is wild. Now the runner's going to try to go to the third. Here's the throw to third, and unable to get much on the throw with Sherman. And on the wild pitch, Stupar advances to third. So a couple wild pitches here have been an issue, moving the runners around the base, and nobody out here. And here is the pitch, and that is inside. Now it's 3-1. So Froning trying to find the zone here and delivers the 3-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike, 3-2. Looking at first out of the inning. Fellstool playing in. Infield is all playing in here, so they're going to try to cut off the runner at home on a ground ball, and that's outside for ball 4. Third walk of the game for Froning. And you can bet they'll probably be sending Petrowski down to second, possibly, with the first and third situation. And Austin Rimmer now to the plate. Rimmer struck out swinging to end the first. So nobody out. A run is in. Runners at the corner for Becker. Runner goes as expected. And now they are going to throw it down. Kind of a half-hearted throw down. And nothing there. The runner at third stays. So a stolen base for Petrowski. And it's second and third with nobody out. Here a win would be if you could get out of here with only one more run coming in, with second and third and nobody out, as that one is in for a strike. To Petrowski, a ball and a strike, nobody out here. And here's the pitch from Froning. There's a ground ball, base hit, left side through short and third. One run will score. Runner from second moves to third. That was Stupar coming in to score. Becker is back up on top. Petrowski to third, and Rimmer is at first. So 6-5, and Noah Milkey at the plate. Milkey 1 for 1 with a single in the second inning. And now Sherman coming out to talk to Froning. Struggles here for Froning in this inning. A walk, walk, single to start it. And first and third, 2 runs are in. Becker regains the lead at 6-5. Like a basketball game with all these lead changes already. I think we've had 3 lead changes here. We're only in the third. Fergus Falls hoping for more of those here in this one. They got to try to limit the damage here again in the third inning, as Noah Milkey steps to the plate. And first and third, Austin Rimmer at first, Hunter Petrowski at third, to see if Rimmer takes off. And he does take off, heading to second. And they throw it back to the pitcher and let him steal second base. So second and third here now, and the pitch. That one's high. And it's 2-0 now to Noah Milkey. He's the number 8 man in the order. And the pitch, that one's low and away, and it goes to 3-0. So Froning here struggling to find the zone. And the 3-0 pitch winds in, delivers. That one's over for a strike. It's 3-1. Not knowing who else is available. Isaiah Holmes is unavailable. And that is low for ball 4. So another walk. Milkey walks, and the bases are loaded for Ethan Canton. So first 5 men have gotten on base here. And here comes Shane Tilke to the mound. And we'll see if there's going to be a pitching change made. Like you said, Isaiah Holmes is unavailable after pitching the complete game on Friday. And And then Brody Crine unavailable after the complete game on yesterday. And then, of course, Caleb Froning pitched 7 innings in the first game. Micah Johnson started the game with 1 inning. And then it's been Jacob Froning in the second and third. Scoreless second for Froning, but now it's been 3 walks and 2 singles to start this inning. It's 6-5 Becker, but the bases are loaded with nobody out. And now Shane Tilke having a conversation with the umpire about something. There was something going on with the umpire and Sherman walking to talk to the pitcher and slowed him down, wondering what was going on. And Tilke has a talk with the umpire there for a moment. And now bases loaded, nobody out. The number 9 man in the order, Ethan Canton, to the plate. He sacrificed bunt his first time. And the pitch by Froning, good one, across the plate for strike 1. So bases loaded, up the middle in double play depth, and corners will come home on a grounder. There's a pitch, and that is just off the plate, 1-1. So 6-5 is the score. Becker has gotten the lead back. Here's the pitch from Froning, swing and a miss, as Canton swung through that one, and now Froning is ahead, 1-2. On deck, top of the order, Caden Denny. And Froning winds and delivers, and that is low. And it's 2-2. Bases loaded, got to attack this number 9 batter here, Canton. And the pitch, and strike 3, caught the inside corner. That's a big one for Froning to get. And that's his first strikeout of the game. Canton strikes out looking. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Caden Denny. Denny's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Good hitter, good athlete. Pitched a great game, winning pitcher in game 1. Here's the pitch from Froning, and that is a strike. Catches the corner. 0-1. Bases loaded, bottom of the third. 2 runs in for Becker. They lead Fergus Falls 6-5. There's 1 out. The pitch. Curveball is inside, and it's 1-1. Now, Denny calls time, steps out for a moment. The loss that Fergus Falls had in Game 1 today snapped a 10-game win streak they had coming in. Been playing just some great baseball. Trying to get it going here in this game. Chopper foul. And it's now 1-2. To Caden Denny. Playing left field in this game after pitching in game 1. Froning is ready, winds and delivers. There's a fly ball to left center. Hustling over is Micah Johnson. He does make the catch. The runner tags and comes home to score. So a sacrifice fly for Caden Denny. And the other runners will stay at first and second. Coming in to score is Hunter Petrowski. And it's now 7-5. Becker with the lead. So you don't like seeing 3 runs coming in, but if can get 1 more out here and limit it and come out of this being down 2 after you just had the bases loaded with nobody out a few moments ago, you take it, but 1 out is tough to get against the number 2 batter, Anthony Rimmer, and he takes a strike. Rimmer's 1 for 1 with a single, a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Just inside, and it's 1-1. 2 outs. Becker with 7 runs on 7 hits. Fergus Falls with 5 runs on 4 hits. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that is just a hair low, and it's 2-1. Rimmer lefty going against the righty, Jacob Froning. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fly ball to left field. Should be no problem for Micah Johnson. He's under it, and he makes the catch. And, you know, it could have been worse. It was 3 runs for Becker, but they had the bases loaded and 2 runs in with nobody out, and they were able to limit it to only let him get 1 more in. A fly out for Rimmer that Micah Johnson puts away, and that'll put an end to the 3rd inning, where Becker scores 3 runs on 2 hits and no errors, and 2 left on base. We go to the 4th in the championship game of the Junior Legion State Tournament. It's Becker 7 and Fergus Falls 5.
Student athletes have their eyes on the ball, making game plans, scoring points, breaking records. At American Federal in Fergus Falls, we know you have goals too. Whether it's buying farmland, business expansion, home ownership, or planning for retirement. Our trusted advisor, Dustin Morris, will help you find the best solutions and make the right calls. Make a winning appointment with an American Federal banker in Fergus Falls today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I love lists, and the most satisfying part about lists, checking things off the list, like my list for today. Fill up with gas, get propane for the grill, grab snacks, sports drinks for the kids, and grab supper for everyone. First stop, Lakeway Express for gas. Oh, they've got propane tanks, and they got the snacks and Gatorade too, and fresh take and baked pizza for dinner. So check, 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 check. Sweet.
Lakeway Express, checking off everything on your list on East Fur Avenue, Fergus Falls.
To the 4th we go. Becker leading 7-5 in this Junior Legion State Championship game. And leading off is Caleb Froning, the leadoff man. Caleb is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, stole a base, and scored. Reached on an error in the second. And here's a pitch to Caleb. Little blooper, and backing up as a shortstop. It finds the green grass, and it'll be a bloop hit to start the 4th inning for Caleb Froning. Just misplayed just briefly enough by Hunter Petrowski. He came in for just a moment, realized he shouldn't have, and backpedaled and couldn't quite get there. So Caleb Froning, leadoff single. That is the 5th hit of the game for Fergus Falls. And now Cam Wiedrich, who's 0 for 2, grounded to third and flew out to center. And now Froning goes, and he's going to steal second base easily. In fact, Gerard, ready to load up the throw, lost control of the ball. And Froning, another steal, his 2nd steal of the game. His 3rd of the day, including earlier today, and I got that as number 20 on the summer for Froning. So runner at second, nobody out, and here's the pitch to Wiedrich. He throws a bat out there, takes a bounce towards the second baseman. They throw over to first, and safe at first. Wiedrich beats it out. That was a funny type of hit. Just a little infield bloop that got over the pitcher's glove and landed on the grass. Coming in and charging it was Munch, and threw it over, and there was Wiedrich flying down the line and beat it out for an infield single. And Froning is at third, and it's 1st and 3rd, nobody out for Brody Crine. Runner goes, and there's a pop fly down the right field line, and it's going to go foul. Unable to track it down is the right fielder, Noah Milkey. So Fergus Falls quickly getting an opportunity. It's going to have to score a bunch of runs. It's going to be double-digit plus runs today to win this game, it seems, right now. There's a pitch to Crine. Fly ball to right center field. Is it going to get the gap? Oh, nice running catch by the right fielder, Milkey. It's going to be a sacrifice fly. He really had to cover a lot of ground to get to that one. A nice running backhand catch. It'll end up being a sacrifice fly for Brody Crine as Caleb Froning comes in to score his 2nd run of the game, and Wiedrich has to stay at first. Pair of RBIs in the game for Brody Crine without a hit. He had an RBI ground out in the 1st and a sac fly here. And here's Brant Sherman. And Stupar looks over at first, and Wiedrich scrambles back. Now ready to go against Sherman. And the pitch. And that is outside for a ball, 1-0. Brant Sherman 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the 1st, flew out to right in the 3rd. And here's the pitch. Line shot, base hit down left field. And the left fielder is going to get to it in time where it won't be extra bases, but a good rip by Sherman. And it's 1st and 2nd with 1 out. And Micah Johnson coming to the play. Micah's hit the ball on the nose his first 2 times. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. And we'll have a courtesy runner for Sherman as Ethan Swedberg is going to come in and run. So Swedberg at first and Wiedrich at second, and Micah Johnson the batter with one out here. 7-6 is the score. Becker leads. Off-speed pitch on the outside corner for a strike. So 3 hits in the inning for post 30, and the pitch to Micah Johnson, and that is just outside, a ball and a strike. Seven hits now in the game for Fergus Falls. Stupar to the set and delivers, and Micah fouls it off the mid of the catcher behind the plate, and it's 1-2. Parker Tilke is on deck. Parker and Micah have both hit the ball hard for hits their first 2 at bats. See if Micah can get one here with some ducks on the pond. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Stupar. Curveball, that's inside, and it's 2-2. The curveball kind of coming in and trying to swing it across the inside corner. And it was still inside, and it's 2-2 now to Micah Johnson. Stupar sets and delivers. Another off-speed pitch. That one's high, and it's a full count here. Parker Tilke on deck. So Micah Johnson on the full count, first and second, one out. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up right side in short right field, coming in and making, well, no, it's going to be the second baseman making the catch. Well, that should have been one the right fielder got. But making the catch was Griffin Munch. And now it'll be up to Parker Tilke to keep it going here in the fourth. With Becker leading 7-6, first and second, 2 out, top of the fourth. And Parker Tilke, Parker has hit it hard twice, 2 for 2 with a double, single, a run and an RBI. Here's the pitch from Stupar. And a curveball low, and it's 1-0. In the dirt on that one. Tilke's really had a good couple days here in the field and hitting. On base 4 times against Becker yesterday. Here's the pitch. And that one is high. And it's 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Stupar's walked 3 in this game. 7 hits for Fergus Falls. The 2-0 pitch, that's low and outside, and it's 3-0. So 3-0 with first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Becker leading 7-6. Here's the pitch. And that one's in for a strike. Fastball finds the plate. And it's 3-1. Just don't know what the situation is for pitchers for Becker here. And how long they'll go with Stupar. And that one is a curveball. Loses it inside, and now the bases are loaded. So Wiedrich to third. Sherman to second. Tilke on the walk is at first, and Nolan Fellstool to the plate. Nolan has walked twice, scored a run, and the lefty is the leading batting average man on Fergus Falls, batting .400 coming into this game. And here's the pitch with 2 outs, bases loaded. Did it hit? Oh, it gives a wild pitch coming in, now trying to come in to score, and safe at home. That was so close, but the run is going to score. I think if I'm trying to be fully, not biased, I think he just barely got under it, but it was close. And it was one of those wild pitches where the ball went by and took a good bounce for the catcher to come and pick up and turn and throw. But hustling in to score was Cam Wiedrich, and that ties the game at 7 on the wild pitch. Sherman to third, Parker Tilke to second, and it's a 1-0 count to Fellstool as there's a trip to the mound here with Becker coaching staff in the infield. Chase Stupar will stay in the game. So in this inning, Caleb Froning singled, Cam Wiedrich singled, sacrifice fly by Brody Crine. Sherman singled, then Micah Johnson popped out, a walk by Tilke, and then a wild pitch. Got the second run in. We're tied at 7 in a high-scoring affair, but Fergus Falls, they know they got to get more and more and more the way this game is going. Here's the pitch to Felstool. That's outside. 2-0. You know, Felstool is the leading batting average man in Fergus Falls. I don't know how aggressively they'll go with him with first base open. We'll see. And that's a strike right on the outside corner. And it's 2-1. Holden Stenstrom's on deck. Holden had the biggest hit of the first game in Bloomington, a 2-out, 2-run double. Here's the pitch to Felstool. Ground ball left side, picked up by third baseman Cannon across the way, and good throw, and that retires Nolan Felstool. Fergus Falls ties it up with 2 here in the top of the 4th. They got 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. So we are going to the bottom of the 4th. Fergus Falls 7, Becker 7. This is the Junior Legion State Championship game on Channel 977.
Ryan Welly on customizing your memorial.
We're going to ask a lot of questions. Do you want an upright or something flat? Okay, do you have a color in mind? And then we kind of go through the different types of granite and what can be put on certain granites. Once we kind of get an idea of the color, the size, and the shape of stone that we want, then we start working on design. Our design department will design something up so they get a chance to look at it and they can change it up as many times as they need at that point.
Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls, and at ForeverStoneMemorials.com. Memorials that matter.
It's grilling season. Time to go through the checklist to make sure you're set. Let's see. Grill gates clean. Lighter ignition works. Propane tank is full. Maybe. When it comes to grilling, there are no maybes. Time to refill or exchange your propane tank from Olson Oil Express. You can either exchange your tank or have their staff refill your tank for you. And now that you know your grill tank is ready for cooking, have you checked your camper tanks? I didn't think so. Olson Oil, Card Express, West Lincoln, Fergus Falls.
Who's hungry? American Legion in Fergus Falls can take care of that. Dine in or take out every Wednesday through Saturday and enjoy our weekly Wednesday special. Burgers and walleye, salads and desserts. And, of course, our famous barbecued ribs and cheesy potatoes. Ask about our dessert specials, too. American Legion of Fergus Falls. So proud of our American Legion baseball teams.
Well, on the first pitch of the bottom of the 4th, Jacob Froning hit the leadoff man, Riley Gerard. So leadoff man is on for Becker. We're just thinking about there's only been 1-0 put up in this game. Fergus Falls has scored in every inning. Becker scored 4 in the first, none in the second, and 3 in the third. There's a ground ball to second. Picked up by Wiedrich, bobbled it. Now he's going to have to throw across the way, and everyone's going to be safe. So Wiedrich fielded it cleanly, but as he brought it up to try to throw it to second for the force, mishandled it, and then decided to send it over to first, and it was well too late, and that'll be an error on Wiedrich. And Munch will get to first, Gerard to second on E6. Just like that, base runners galore here again. There's no break from it in this game. And first and second with Chase Stupar, the pitcher at the plate, 1 for 1 with a walk, a single, and 2 runs scored in the game. And it's 1-0. Jacob Froning on the mound. Now they're going to try throw back to second. Diving back in safely is Gerard at second. Yeah, it seems 4-0-3 the runs scored, 1-3-1-4 for Ferguson in each inning, and almost seems like 1 or less runs is a victory in the way this game is going right now, as that pitch is low and it's 2-0 to Chase Stupar. Here's the pitch from Froning, and that's fouled back into the net, and it's 2-1. So Stupar, the pitcher, hanging in there, trying to do everything he can as the pitcher, and that is just outside. And it's 3-1 with first and second and nobody out. So Froning to the set, needing to get a strike here. And the pitch, and that is fouled off out of play down the right field line, and now the count comes full. Froning in his 2+ innings of work has not struck. Oh, he does have one strikeout, excuse me. He got Canton looking previously. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and that's fouled off. Good pitch there by Froning right on the outside corner, and Stupar fought it off right side. State championship game, all the marbles here. 7-7, bottom of the fourth, but Becker already threatening, and they're going to have more base runners as that curveball is inside. And the bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. Stupar on base for the third consecutive time this game. His second walk. And now bases loaded with Hunter Petrowski at the plate, 1-for-1 with a single, a walk, a run, and 2 RBIs and a steal. He takes a strike on the outside corner. That was the 5th walk of the game here for Jacob Froning. A big moment here. Again, limit damage as much as you can. Bases loaded. There's a foul ball off into the net. So now Froning gets ahead in the count at 0-2. Froning looks in. Bases loaded. Nobody out. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Curveball grounded to short. Picked up by Wiedrich. And now confusion, and everyone's going to be safe again. Wiedrich muffed the fielding of the ball originally. He was going to come home with it. And then decided maybe he'd try to go to third, but Fellstuhl wasn't there ready to cover. And it'll be another error. That will allow a run to score, and the bases loaded situation intact. And at the plate is Austin Rimmer, and he takes it in for a strike, catches the outside corner. Yeah, they had an out there. The ball is hit directly at Wiedrich pretty hard, but now there's a ground ball, and that's up the middle. That's a base hit. Rounding third, coming home, and that's going to plate 2 runs, and that's a 2-run single for Austin Rimmer. And the score is now 10-7. Becker with the lead as the base runners keep mounting, and that's where defense in a game like this is so important, because you got to get every out you can. And Fergus Falls losing the defensive battle with 3 errors compared to Becker's 1. And it's first and second with nobody out, and 3 runs are in. And Noah Milkey swings through the first fastball. Jacob Froning trying to battle through this here. Next pitch, fouled right back into the net. He's ahead 0-2. He's ahead of 0-2 on Rimmer Petrowski before the error. So 2 errors in this inning, very costly. And there's a pitch, line drive to left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And it's fielded. Runner is being waved home. Here comes the throw to the plate. He is out at home. Now the throw to third, and he is safe at third. Wow, what great relay by Fergus Falls to cut down the runner at the plate. Goodness, base hit, and they waved him home. And they got it into Wiedrich, and he threw a bullet right into Sherman, who applied a quick tag. So they got the 1 out, and they almost got another out with Rimmer trying to get to third, but he was safe there. So it's first and third, and 1 out, and the score stays 10-7. And now the pitch gets away. Now the runner's going to come home. They're going to have a play, and they throw it away over to third. And the run will score. Goodness, missed opportunity there. The defense was good a moment ago, and then on the wild pitch, the runner broke from home. Rimmer did, and he was going to be out if they could make a good throw with Froning covering home, and the throw was wide and went down the foul third baseline. So Rimmer scores. Milkey goes to second. It's Ethan Canton at the plate, and 4 runs are in. It's 11-7 with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Froning, and that hits Canton. They got him on the hand. No chance to get out of the way there. Hopefully he's okay. Hates that hand there. He's trying to wiggle the pain out of that hand there. We'll see. You hate to. A lot of times that's where broken bones can happen. You see that in Major League Baseball. But another base runner, and that's going to turn the top of the order over for Becker on that hit by pitch. See if Canton, he's going to stay in the game here. Milky to second. And just been after Fergus Falls tied it with 2 in the fourth, it's just been a disastrous start to this bottom of the fourth with a combination of hits, errors, walks, hit by pitch. In fact, in this inning, every batter has reached. The only out was on that beautiful relay cutting Petrowski down at home. There had been a hit by a pitch, an error, a walk, error, single, and hit by a pitch. And that all adds up to 4 runs in, 2 men on and 1 out. And now there's going to be a pitching change. And coming in to the game is going to be Nolan Fellstool. So Nolan Fellstool will come into the game. Not an extensive amount of pitching. He's pitched 8 2/3 this summer. 5 strikeouts, 5 walks. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll catch you up with that in a second. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back with more here from Bloomington in the Junior Legion State Championship game right after this.
Your history is important. It shapes who you are. Pemberton Law has been providing experience and professional legal representation for more than 140 years. Pemberton Law offers a myriad of services. However, their attorneys each focus on select services to offer supreme knowledge and experience to their clients. Pemberton Law would like to congratulate the Fergus Falls Junior American Legion team on a fantastic season. Pemberton Law in Fergus Falls, Detroit Lakes, Wadena, and Alexandria. Online at penlaw.com.
Well, the Holiday Inn Express Mall of America, great place to stay if you're coming to the Twin Cities with your family. They got perfect location next to or within moments from the Mall of America and the airport. And they got shuttles running over there all the time. Myself and the team have been staying there for this tournament. Great place to stay, clean rooms, good breakfast, free breakfast, and those 24-hour, 7-day-a-week shuttles. Experience great hospitality at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Mall of America in Bloomington. Well, it's 11-7. 4 runs are in here for Becker in the bottom of the fourth. Becker leading 11-7, and a pitching change. First and second, 1 out. And it's Nolan Fellstool coming in to pitch for Fergus Falls. Nolan, 8 2/3 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks in those innings with a 2.42 ERA, a 1.85 whip. And Caden Denny is the batter. And he swings and misses, but it gets by Sherman, and the runners will advance second and third. So second and third with 1 out. And it'll be an 0-1 count, and that would be a pass ball there on Sherman. Should have had that one. As Fellstool comes to the plate, that's low and away. A ball and a strike. Now Fellstool's been playing third base this entire tournament. And try to catch who's at third now. Now that gets away. Now the runner's going to try to come home and score. And sliding in safe is Noah Melke. And on the wild pitch, a run will score. And Ethan Canton will go to third. So it's been everything in this inning, from poor defensive play for Post 30, giving up hits and walks and hit by pitch. And 5 runs are in with a runner at third and 1 out. And the leadoff man, Caden Denny, at the plate. And that's chopped down the third baseline. That's going to be a tough play. Yeah, it's going to be an infield single. The runner at third stayed, as that would have been the only play. Had the runner at third broke for home, they might have had a play at the plate. He decided to stay. It'll be an infield single for Caden Denny. And now coming to the plate is lefty Anthony Rimmer. First and third, 1 out. Nolan Fellstool on the mound. And the runner goes, and there's the pitch, is in for a strike. And cruising down to second, uncontested, is Caden Denny. Stolen base, second and third now with an out. And an 0-1 pitch here to Rimmer. Off speed, that's outside. A ball and a strike. Ethan Canton at third. Caden Denny at second. It's 12-7. Becker leading by 5 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's a pitch. Hard shot right to second. Beautiful scoop by Micah Johnson. They get the out at first. Now the man at third is in a rundown. Now they're going to have to come home. Well, they get the man out at third, and the run will not score. So good job defensively there. Man, you saw some great defense and poor defense there from Fergus Falls. Now there's a conversation going on. The second out clearly was tagged before the run came in. So it was a hard smash to Micah Johnson. Just a beautiful scoop. He threw it to first for the out, and then the runner at second was breaking for third, but the runner at third didn't break for home. And they got the man at third in the rundown. The runner at third broke for home, but they got Denny out at third before the run scored. So that'll do it in the inning. What a wild inning that was, as Becker scores 5 runs on only 3 hits and 2 errors and 1 left on base. We go to the 5th inning. Becker leading Fergus Falls in the state championship game 12-7.
What are you thinking about right now? Let me guess. You're thinking how great pancakes and hash browns would taste right now at the Viking Cafe. Hi, this is Pat from the Viking, and trust me, even though I own the joint, I still think about how awesome our food is. From our pancakes to our burgers, our lunch specials to our award-winning omelets, a person just can't help think about how satisfying and delicious the food really is. So join us today for breakfast all day and lunch too at the Viking Cafe in beautiful downtown Fergus Falls.
At FM Bank, they invite you to experience the advantage. Experience personalized financial expertise and excellence in customer service. FM Bank continues to add products, services, and technology to make your banking and insurance transactions more convenient. Plus, decisions are made right here across the desk from you. No board meetings to wait for, no centralized office to review. And in 2025, their new location will better serve you in the community. FM Bank of Fergus Falls. Experience the advantage. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, 5 runs put up by Becker. There's only been 1-0 put up in this game. Fergus Falls has scored in every inning. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. That adds up to 7. Becker, 4 in the first. The 0 was in the bottom of the second. And then they had 3 in the third and 5 in the fourth. And Fergus Falls fortunate it wasn't more. And that was just a strange combination of that inning of defense hurting Fergus Falls and then really limiting some of that damage, as they had a couple errors that really catapulted the beginning of that inning. But, man, a great cut down of the runner at home for the first out, and then a great play by Micah Johnson on that hard one-hop shot. They got the out at first and then executed the rundown perfectly for a double play. So, Fergus Falls got to get some runs back up here and find a way to put some zeros up for Becker here, as we're in the top of the 5th inning. It's still Chase Stupar on the mound. He's given up 6 earned runs in 4 innings. As Holden Stenstrom leading off, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Stenstrom has an RBI. He sacrificed bunt first time up and walked with the bases loaded his second time up. Here's the pitch from Stupar. Swing and a miss. Stenstrom ahead of that one. And it's 0-2. Holden Stenstrom trying to get on base here. Start things for Fergus Falls. That one's well out of the zone, low and away. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A little cooler here. Still a warm day out here, but cloudier and then about 7 or 8 degrees cooler, so a little more comfortable out here today compared to the other games. There's a chopper towards second, plays it on 2 hops, and over to first, and Stenstrom is retired. It was Griffin Munch roaming over a couple steps to his right and retired Holden Stenstrom. That'll bring up Jacob Froning.
Next up, number 10, Jacob
Froning
Froning.
0 for 1, sacrifice fly in the second, and fouled out to catcher in the third. And he's ahead of that one. Swings and misses, 0-1. Stupar looks in, winds, and delivers. That one is high. And a ball and a strike. Caleb Froning is on deck. And here's the pitch to Jacob Froning. Curveball in there for a strike, 1-2. So Jacob Froning behind 1-2, trying to get a rally going for Fergus Falls, and the pitch that's off the plate, and it's 2-2. So Chase Stupar, they only had one pitcher in the first game, Caden Denny for Becker. Chase Stupar in his attempting his 15th inning work. There's a slow roller towards third. There's the pickup. They throw over to first, not in time. It'll be an infield single for Jacob Froning. Low chopper, a slow chopper, I should say, that was fielded by the third baseman, Canton, but it was so slow. They weren't going to throw out Froning, even though it was fielded properly. So a one-out single for Jacob Froning, and that'll bring up Caleb Froning. Caleb's 1 for 2. He's hit by a pitch. He's scored twice and stolen 2 bases. And the pitch outside, 1-0. Yeah, and you just don't know what Becker has left if they have to make a pitching change at some point. That one's outside, 2-0. What they have left, because they had to use one of their top pitchers in Caden Denny in the first game, what they used up yesterday. So you just don't know. Just keep battling and see what happens here in these last 3 innings. That pitch is a fastball outside, and now it's 3-0 to Caleb Froning. Cam Wiedrich is on deck. Stupar to the set, and the pitch, that's one fastball right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Wonder if Froning might even try to take another one here. Just need base runners any way you can get them at this point. And here's the pitch, and that is foul, tipped into the catcher's mitt, and be a full count. And that would have been in there for a strike. Good one for Caleb to try to drive. So full count, runner at first, 1 out, top of the 5th, and the pitch to Caleb Froning. There's a fly ball to left field, and in position to make the play, and making the catch is Caden Denny. And going back to first base is Jacob Froning. So now 2 down here for Fergus Falls post 30. And Cam Wiedrich will come to the plate. Cam is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. And 12-7, Becker with the lead, top of the 5th inning. It's Jacob Froning at first, and the pitch to Wiedrich. And that is high, 1-0. Stupar 4 2/3 innings, giving up 8 hits. And here's the pitch, fouled off, 1-1. He's walked 4 in the game. And he has struck out 2. That's one thing. Fergus Falls has not struck out a lot in this tournament. Good job of keeping it in play, and that pressure that the defense was really big in their first 3 wins. Here's the pitch. Curveball bloop right side. Hustling over as a first baseman. It's going to drop in for a hit. And rounding second and heading to third is Jacob Froning. And now they throw it away. Now Froning's going to be running home, and he will come in safely. And Becker just gives Fergus Falls a run there on a careless throw that didn't need to be made. And advancing to second is Cam Wiedrich. So give Wiedrich the single. Froning will score on the throwing error. Just a bloop hit right side. And Wiedrich will advance to second on the error, and it's now 12-8. So Fergus Falls continues that streak of scoring every single inning. Usually when you do that, you're going to be ahead. They're down 4 still. That's how many runs have scored here. But now Brody Crine to the plate. Crine, off speed, that's in for a strike. Brody in this one, 0 for 2 with 2 RBIs. The RBI ground out, then a sacrifice fly. And here's the pitch. Another curveball that's just inside. That was close to painting the corner, but just a touch inside. And it's now 1-1. Top of the 5th, 12-8. Becker, runner at second for Fergus Falls. There's a chopper to third. Canton picks it up. slings it across the diamond. Good throw, and he gets crying 5-3 on the putout. So Fergus Falls gets 1 run on 2 hits. It was an unearned run on that error. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Becker leading Fergus Falls post 30 in this Junior Legion Championship game. It's 12-8. Back with more after this.
When it comes to honoring a life well lived, 2 names stand out: Glendy Nielsen Funeral Home and Cremation Services and Olson Funeral and Cremation. 2 local funeral homes with a rich history in Fergus Falls. Together, they stand with a shared commitment of compassionate care and to support families during life's most challenging moments. When you need the guidance and understanding to help honor your loved ones with dignity and respect, trust both Glendy Nielsen and Olson Funeral Homes. 2 funeral homes, 1 common mission in Fergus Falls.
Student athletes have their eyes on the ball, making game plans, scoring points, breaking records. At American Federal in Fergus Falls, we know you have goals too. Whether it's buying farmland, business expansion, home ownership, or planning for retirement. Our trusted advisor, Dustin Morris, will help you find the best solutions and make the right calls. Make a winning appointment with an American Federal banker in Fergus Falls today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
12-8, Becker with the lead here, and Becker will bat in the bottom of the 5th. Pitching change for Fergus Falls. Parker Tilke will come to the mound and pitch for Fergus Falls. Nolan Felstool finished off the last inning with 2/3 of an inning. And Tilke will be the 4th pitcher. Parker started the first game of the tournament against Bloomington, and he struggled in that one, but that was a number of different things going on. Bloomington had a couple of really seeing eye ground ball hits that got through, and then a couple errors. There were 6 runs given up, but 2 of them were unearned. And Parker's been one of the top pitchers for Fergus Falls post 30 this year. So coming on to try to see if get a 0 up on the board here to give Fergus Falls a chance. Tilke 25 2/3 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts, 14 walks, as Riley Gerard leads off and Parker fires a strike in there. Parker has a 2.18 ERA, a 1.36 whip. And here's the pitch to Gerard, and that catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. Riley Gerard is 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Hit by a pitch, got on an error. And that one's high for a ball, 1-2. And here's the pitch from Tilke. That's low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Can Fergus Falls get out of here unscathed without any runs? There's a line drive, base hit right field. So Riley Gerard, 2nd consecutive inning, he has been the leadoff man that's got on. He got on a hit by pitch last inning, and now a base hit to start this inning. So, yeah, this is the 5th inning, and every single inning, Becker has gotten the leadoff man on, which, as we all know, not a recipe for success. And now the throw over to first, and Gerard gets back. Griffin Munch is at the plate, the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 1 as he check swings for a strike. He's 0 for 1. He's scored twice. And an RBI on a sacrifice fly. He's walked and he reached on an error. Throw over to first again, and Gerard gets back. So 0-1 here to Griffin Munch. 1 on, and her ball is just inside. And it's 1-1. Gerard takes his lead at first, nobody out, and now they throw over to first. A lot of attention being given to Riley Gerard over at first. 12-8, Becker with the lead. The winner is the Junior Legion state champion. And that pitch is high and tight. 2 balls and a strike. Becker defeated Fergus Falls in the first game today. There's a pitch. There's a fly ball, pop up, short right field. That's going to be a tough play coming in, and it drops in between right and second base, but they're able to hustle over, throw it to second, and get the force out. Man, a little bloop shot there that found the grass in between Micah Johnson, the right fielder, and Froning at second base. But credit to them, hustle in and made the play to get it to second for the force out. So that'll be a 9-6 force out. And 1 out runner at first. So Fergus Falls will take that any way they can get them. And the first pitch to Stupar is low for a ball, 1-0. So that puts Munch at first now as Gerard was forced out. And the second pitch was up for a ball, 2-0. And now Stupar calls time. 12-8. 12 runs on 11 hits. Now they throw back to first. And Munch gets back in time. Munch takes his lead again. It's a 2-0 count to Chase Stupar. Throw over to first again. And he's back safely. About 5 throws over there here. 3 of them on when Gerard was over there and 2 on Munch. Now Tilke to the set, comes to the plate. And that's fouled off right side. That'll be out of play. That'll bring the count to 2-1. Stupar today has been on base every time. He's 1 for 1 with 2 walks. 3 runs scored and a stolen base. Another throw over to first. He's safe. We had more throwovers in this first couple. Now another one over to first. That's, I think, 7 throwovers here. And only the third batter up in this inning. I was about to say more throwovers. Now again they throw over. So I don't know what we see over there, but they're going to keep trying. And here's the pitch from Tilke. Line drive down the right field line, and that is foul. So now the count evens at 2-2. And Munch takes his lead. Throw over again. Gets back safely. Can't imagine Munch is getting too far off base. Now the pitch to the plate is high. I think Tilke might be trying to get Becker out of rhythm as much as he can. When he's coming to the plate, he's not taking a lot of time mixing in throw over. So it's a full count with 1 out. To the set, Tilke throws over to first. And gets back again. So Tilke now to the set. It's a full count. And throw over again. And there's been double-digit throwovers to first here. This is the third at bat of the inning. That's got to be around 10 throwovers to first. Now Tilke to the set. He's going to come to the plate this time. It's inside, and that's ball 4. So runners at first and second. A single, what looked like a blue pit, ended up being a force out. Right fielder to second base for the first out. Now Stupar walked, and it's first and second. And Hunter Petrowski is at the plate. Petrowski is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk, a run scored. There's a line shot to left. That's going to be in there for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third. A single for Petrowski. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out, and Austin Rimmer coming to the plate. So Petrowski has had a good day at the plate with a couple hits, a couple RBIs, a run scored. And now Austin Rimmer, who's had a good day at the plate. He's 2 for 3, a pair of singles, a run scored, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. It's 12-8, and Fergus Falls got a limit here to have any chance, as the first pitch is high for a ball. 12-8. Bottom of the 5th with 1 out, bases loaded, and Austin Rimmer, the number 7 man in the order, but he's had a good game today, 2 for 3, and that one catches the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Tilke looks in and winds, and curveball loses that one way up high, and it's 2-1. So Rimmer steps in, the lefty. Tilke winds and delivers. That's fouled back off the net, and it's 2-2. Tilke can strike you out, though, as well. He's got 31 coming in, 31 strikeouts in 25 2/3 innings. He's got some velocity on that fastball. And it's 2-2. He could use one here. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled off. Fastball. Just went mano-y-mano there with Rimmer, and Rimmer fouled it back. So the count's still 2-2 with one out in the bottom of the fifth. And Tilke winds and delivers. That's low. Good job by Sherman to avoid the wild pitch, and the count goes full. 3-2 with the bases loaded. The on-deck batter is Noah Milkey, the right fielder. Here's one you got to come challenge him. We'll see what happens. Here's the pitch. He does challenge him. Chopped right side. Fielded by the second baseman Froning. Over to Stenstrom for the out, but a run will score. So an RBI ground out for Rimmer. Caleb Froning, making the nice play at second, getting the out, only play. So another run is in, 13-8, and it's second and third with two out, and Noah Minke is at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored, been on base every time. Here's the pitch, line drive up the middle, base hit, gets by Wiedrich, and a run is going to score. Man, he's had a good game. Milkey on base for the fourth consecutive time, an RBI single. And that makes it a 14-8 game. As coming around to score was Chase Stupar. And Petrowski now to third. And here is Ethan Canton. 14-8, first and third, two out, bottom of the fifth. First pitch just outside for a ball. Yeah, Milkey, the number 8 batter. 3 for 3 with a walk, a run, and an RBI. That's huge coming from that spot in the order. Milkey on the move, and they're not going to try to throw him out. It'll be a stolen base. Anytime runners are at first and third, almost automatic the runners are going to go. And they don't want to give up that run coming the other way. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Tilke blew it by Canton on that one, and now he's ahead 1-2. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the fifth. 14-8. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 out. Parker Tilke to the plate. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that'll end the inning. 2 runs in for Becker on 3 hits. And no errors. And 2 left on base. So we go to the 6th inning. Becker 14 and Fergus Falls 8 here in the Junior Legion State Championship game. Back with more in a moment.
What are you thinking about right now? Let me guess. You're thinking how great pancakes and hash browns would taste right now at the Viking Cafe. Hi, this is Pat from the Viking, and trust me, even though I own the joint, I still think about how awesome our food is. From our pancakes to our burgers, our lunch specials to our award-winning omelets, a person just can't help think about how satisfying and delicious the food really is. So join us today for breakfast all day and lunch too at the Viking Cafe in beautiful downtown Fergus Falls.
It's grilling season. Time to go through the checklist to make sure you're set. Let's see. Grill gates clean. Lighter ignition works. Propane tank is full. Maybe. When it comes to grilling, there are no maybes. Time to refill or exchange your propane tank from Olson Oil Express. You can either exchange your tank or have their staff refill your tank for you. And now that you know your grill tank is ready for cooking, have you checked your camper tanks? I didn't think so. Olson Oil Card Express, West Lincoln, Fergus Falls.
Who's hungry? American Legion in Fergus Falls can take care of that. Dine in or take out every Wednesday through Saturday and enjoy our weekly Wednesday special. Burgers and walleye, salads and desserts, and of course our famous barbecued ribs and cheesy potatoes. Ask about our dessert specials too. American Legion of Fergus Falls. So proud of our American Legion baseball teams.
To the 6th inning we go, and it's a 6-run deficit for Fergus Falls. The frustrating stat of the day for Fergus Falls post 30 they've scored in every inning, but they find themselves down 14-8 here after 5. As the only zero put up on the board was a zero Becker had in the bottom of the second. They actually were threatening pretty good in that one. But all the other innings have been big innings for Becker. 4 in the first, 3 in the third, 5 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Fergus Falls with 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Add it all up, it's 14-8. But high-scoring game. Keep fighting, see what happens here. And the same pitcher on the mound. I'm not sure where the pitch count might be, but it is Chase Stupar on the mound. And leading off for Fergus Falls is the catcher Brant Sherman, 1 for 3. Struck out in the first, flew out in the third, singled in the fourth. And the pitch is inside for a ball, 1-0. Two runs in the last inning for Becker, as the pitch is a little high, and it's 2-0. See if Fergus Falls can not only keep that string of scoring in every inning, but put up a crooked number here to try to get back in the game. Here's the pitch. That's in for a strike. And it's 2 balls and a strike. To the catcher, Brant Sherman. Stupar winds and delivers. Strike 2. Right down the pipe there. Count evens at 2-2. Micah Johnson is on deck. And now time is called. So Sherman will step out, regroup here. Stupar takes a little bit of time in between pitches here as he winds and comes to the plate. That's high, and now the count is full. And if you're Stupar, you're going to get anything you can across the plate. You don't want to walk anyone. Base runners is what can beat Becker from their point of view. Let's see what happens here on the full count delivery. And that is outside. He walked him. It almost looked like he tried to guide that one into the strike zone. And he lost Sherman outside. So that is, I believe, the 5th walk of the game for Stupar. Fergus Falls gets the leadoff man on, and Micah Johnson to the plate. Good game for Micah today. 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. And Swedberg in as a courtesy runner for Sherman. And the first pitch is in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Micah Johnson. And coming to the set. And the pitch from Stupar. Swung. There's a bloop right side. That might have a chance to fall. Nope. Hustling in and making the play is the right fielder. And that was Noah Milkey coming in, making a good running catch. Micah Johnson flies out. There's 1 away. And now Parker Tilke coming to the plate. Parker's been on base every time, 2 for 2. Double, a single, and a walk. He's scored and driven in a run. Ethan Swedberg, courtesy runner, takes his lead at first. And here's the pitch. That's up. Tilke has to duck under it. Ball goes over his head for a ball, 1-0. Mentioned a few times, Fergus Falls, they've come back a lot of games, but this would be the toughest one of them all. This late in the game, down 6. This one is fouled back, and it is off the net for a foul ball, and it's 1-1. Of course, they were down. Fergus Falls down 8-1 in the first game of this tournament to Bloomington. Going to the bottom of the 4th, came back to win 9-8. But just seemed to be unable to keep Becker's bats at bay. 4 errors have been costly. Here's the pitch, and Tilke fouls it off again. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swedberg at first, 1 out, top of the 6th. Becker 14, Fergus Falls 8. State championship game, Junior Legion State Tournament, 1-2 to Parker Tilke. And there's a off-speed pitch over Tilke's head again, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tilke steps into the batter's box. Stupar ready and delivers. Line shot foul down the third baseline. Well ahead of that one. Hit it hard, but way foul. So still 2-2. Nolan Fellstool is on deck for post 30. And Stupar sets. And now time is called. Taking quite a bit of time in between some of these pitches here. So Parker calls for time and steps back in. So Stupar looks in and delivers. Check swing. Strike 3. They call it on the inside corner. I think they called him out with the inside corner. I don't think he went around. And that will be strike 3. So Tilke strikes out swinging. There's 2 down. And Nolan Fellstool comes to the plate. Nolan 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored in the game. Swedberg leading at first. Here's the pitch. Fellstool hits it to left center field. Running in, diving. Did he catch it? And they call him out. What a diving catch by the left fielder to make the inning-ending out. Caden Denny with a spectacular diving, extending his arm catch that had base hit written all over it, and instead it ends the inning, and that's a tough one. That looked like a base hit the whole way, but Denny with arm extended made a spectacular play, and that retires Fergus Falls post 30 to end the inning. Got to tip your hat on a play like that. That's one of the best ones you'll see. So no runs for Fergus Falls on no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Becker 14 and Fergus Falls 8.
I love lists, and the most satisfying part about lists, checking things off the list. Like my list for today. Fill up with gas, get propane for the grill, grab snacks, sports drinks for the kids, and grab supper for everyone. First stop, Lakeway Express for gas. Oh, they've got propane tanks. And they got the snacks and Gatorade, too. And fresh take and baked pizza for dinner. So check, 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 check. Sweet.
Lakeway Express, checking off everything on your list on East Fur Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Ryan Welly from Fergus Falls Monument talks about what he enjoys most about their family business.
When families come back and say how it brought them closure, and we know that people 3-4 generations down are going to look at this product, and I know it'll still be there, and I know what it'll look like when they go look at it. And that part I really enjoy about it. Just having a product that not many people can say 300 years from now it should look the same as it does right now.
Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls, and at ForeverStoneMemorials.com. Memorials that matter.
Bottom of the 6th, Parker Tilke on the mound. Line drive down the left field line. That's going to go foul. As the leadoff man is Caden Denny, who had the spectacular catch, just a beautiful catch to end the top of half of the 6th. Now he chops it down the third baseline. Fellstool up with it across to first to get the out. That's the first time Fergus Falls has retired the leadoff man in this game as Denny grounds out. So 1 down, and Anthony Rimmer to the plate. Yeah, you get that one to land and keep the inning going. You never know what happens, but just a great catch for Denny to end that inning as Tilke, fastball in for a strike against Anthony Rimmer. And he turns the bunt, and the ball's well inside. 1-1. Rimmer 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, a walk, and a stolen base. And the pitch from Tilke, hard smash up the middle, picked up though nicely by Wiedrich. Across it goes, and he get the out. Good defense for Fergus Falls. First 2 outs of the inning. Yeah, the last half inning was the first time Fergus Falls didn't score in one of the innings, but still down 14-8. And Riley Gerard now at the plate. Gerard takes it for a strike. Gerard, 4 plate appearances, is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt hit by pitch and a pair of runs scored. 0-1 pitch on the way, fly ball right field. And measuring it is Micah Johnson. And there's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Fergus Falls. It's as quick as it gets in this one. I think Parker only had to throw 5 or 6 pitches in that inning. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. And, in fact, that's the first 1-2-3 inning on either side of the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We go to the 7th. Fergus Falls needs some comeback magic here in the state championship game. They're down 14-8. We'll be back with more right here on Channel 977.
Student athletes have their eyes on the ball, making game plans, scoring points, breaking records. At American Federal in Fergus Falls, we know you have goals too. Whether it's buying farmland, business expansion, home ownership, or planning for retirement. Our trusted advisor, Dustin Morse, will help you find the best solutions and make the right calls. Make a winning appointment with an American Federal banker in Fergus Falls today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, it's been a great week here in Bloomington for the state tournament. A great run for Fergus Falls Post 30. And they've been staying at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Mall of America. And a perfect spot if you're heading to the cities for the Mall of America or for a flight or really any event. We've been staying there with great rooms and amenities, free breakfast, great cinnamon rolls that they call their signature cinnamon rolls. And they have shuttles going to the mall and to the airport 24 hours, 7 days a week. So it's a great spot for any type of trip you're making to the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Experience great hospitality at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Mall of America in Bloomington. Okay, all comes down to this, and it's got to be a big-time rally here as Fergus Falls down 14-8 in the top of the 7th. And pitcher for Becker, Griffin Munch, on the mound. As Stupar gave up a lot of runs, but really ate up a lot of innings and did what he needed to do, as the first pitch by Munch is in there for a strike. And Holden Stenstrom, 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI sacrifice bunt as well. That one's outside, and it's 1-1. So Becker, 3 outs away from sweeping Fergus Falls today for the state championship. Comeback kids are going to need their best comeback they've had yet. They've come back so many times in the postseason, and they're going to need another one here. That one's low, and it's 2-1. Stenstrom at the plate, Jacob Froning on deck, Caleb Froning is in the hole. And here's the 2-1 pitch, Munch to Stenstrom, and that's high, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. And Munch is ready, winds and delivers. Foul back. Right, well, got the net there. And that'll bring the count full at 3-2. Becker with more runs than hits in this game, 14 runs on 13 hits. Fergus Falls 8 runs on 9 hits. And here's the pitch. There's a pop-up in the infield. Shortstop hustling over to make the play and putting it away is Hunter Petrowski. And Stenstrom, the leadoff man, is retired. 1 down, and Jacob Froning now coming to the plate. Froning is 1 for 2. With 1 for 2 with an RBI, had a sacrifice fly in the second, fouled out in the third, and singled and scored in the 5th. Froning stepping in here, and the pitch from Munch. Swings, line drive, foul, right field line. Caught by the catcher in the bullpen. That was the reaction from the crowd there in foul territory. So 0-1 here to Jacob Froning. Caleb Froning on deck. Cam Wiedrich would bat if anyone gets on base. And a brief delay here. Umpire takes care of something. Now we're ready to go. 0-1. 1 out. Nobody on. Top of the 7th. Fergus Falls trailing 14-8. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back in the net. And Froning is now down in the count 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Looking for base runners here, down 6 here in the top of the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. And that is just off the plate. Man, that was close. But Froning takes it, and it's a ball. And it's 1-2. So Munch is ready, winds and comes to the plate, and that is kind of tomahawked foul. That pitch was one of those that was up and in and went up in the zone and fought it off. And that went out of play, so the count stays at 1-2. And Jacob Froning steps in with one out here in the top of the 7th. The pitch, and that's low. Froning battling here in this count, taking some pitches on 0-2 and fighting some fouls off. He's got it at 2-2 now. And Munch winds and delivers. Swing, there's a blooper to right field. Coming in, though, and playing shallow, easily making the play is the right fielder, Noah Milkey. And now Fergus Falls down to their last out of the season, trailing 14-8. In the state championship game, and Caleb Froning comes to the plate. Four plate appearances in this game for Caleb, and he's 1 for 3 with a single hit by pitch, 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. He's been a spark plug all tournament. Been a great pitcher, and he'll try to keep things alive. There's a ground ball to short. It's going to be a tough play with Froning's speed, and he's not going to get him. In fact, it was not handled well by the shortstop, Petrowski, and I think that's got to be a single. I don't think they would have thrown him out had he fielded that properly. It's going to be an infield single for Froning, his second hit of the game. So now Cam Wiedrich, job to somehow find a way to get on base. Wiedrich 2 for 4 in the game with a run scored, and that pitch is outside. Froning the runner at first. Wiedrich at the plate. Brody Crine, designated hitter, is on deck. Wiedrich, right-handed batter. 1-0 pitch on the way. That's up and in. And it's now 2-0. And so 2 balls and no strike to Cam Wiedrich, shortstop. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Becker 14, Fergus Falls 8, state championship game. And the pitch, that's a strike. Caught the outside corner. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Cam Wiedrich, .333 batter coming into this game on the season. Trying to get another hit here. And that is chopped towards third. Canton steps up, throws it across, and he is out. And that will do it. Becker defeats Fergus Falls to become, they defeat him twice today to become the Junior Legion Tournament state champions. Congratulations to Becker and their program. And, of course, congratulations on a great season and a great run for Fergus Falls, getting to this championship game and coming up a bit short. They beat Becker yesterday to get here, but then Becker, to their credit, found a way to get a couple wins here over Fergus Falls. 4-1 was the score in the first game, and then 14-8 the final score in Game 2. So we're going to wrap things up here. We're going to have our Pemberton Law postgame show. I want to get some of the stats here together and take a look and recap the game and take a look at some of the performances from this game on our Pemberton Law postgame show. So we will take a timeout and we'll come back with some of that information. They're bringing the table out with some awards. They'll have a award ceremony going on as well during our Pemberton Law postgame show. So we'll take a timeout and we'll be back with our Pemberton Law postgame show after this timeout.
When it comes to honoring a life well lived, 2 names stand out: Glendy Nielsen Funeral Home and Cremation Services and Olson Funeral and Cremation. 2 local funeral homes with a rich history in Fergus Falls. Together, they stand with a shared commitment of compassionate care and to support families during life's most challenging moments. When you need the guidance and understanding to help honor your loved ones with dignity and respect, trust both Glendy Nielsen and Olson Funeral Homes. 2 funeral homes, 1 common mission in Fergus Falls.
At FM Bank, they invite you to experience the advantage. Experience personalized financial expertise and excellence in customer service. FM Bank continues to add products, services, and technology to make your banking and insurance transactions more convenient. Plus, decisions are made right here across the desk from you. No board meetings to wait for, no centralized office to review. And in 2025, their new location will better serve you in the community. FM Bank of Fergus Falls. Experience the advantage. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back here to Red Haddocks Field in Bloomington and our Pemberton Law post-game show. And they're just starting an award ceremony out on the field here. Two great teams that battled it out, and Becker comes out with 2 wins today to win the state championship over Fergus Falls post 30. Final scores were 4-1 and 14-8. So they're going to honor these teams with some awards. And it looks like they have a sportsmanship award that they're going to announce here. Mark Scott, the tournament director from Bloomington, speaking here at the moment. But Fergus Falls making history getting to this tournament. It's been 26 years since the Legion team has been to a state tournament. The first time ever a junior Legion team has ever made it, and to come and be this close to winning a state championship, quite an accomplishment. They made such a great run in the sub-state F tournament, trailing 3 of those 4 games, finding a way to come from behind, and then coming from behind against Bloomington was an unbelievable comeback, as they just announced that Chan Hassan is the sportsmanship award winner, the team award. Well, you look at some of the highlights that have come up for Fergus Falls in this tournament. Coming back from an 8-1 deficit against Bloomington on Thursday, going to the bottom of the 4th and winning 9-8, getting huge hits at the right time. Then coming back, Isaiah Holmes pitching lights out against a top-notch program in New Ulm, 13-0, and getting that win with a great performance by Isaiah Holmes. Looks like they're doing an all-tournament team. Stupar, Petrowski making it for Becker and Riley Gerard, the catcher. I think that's what they're doing, naming the all-tournament team. So we'll catch who's going to make it from Fergus Falls here in a moment. But then to beat, after those wins, and then to beat New Ulm, to beat Becker yesterday and have an opportunity to play for a state championship. Didn't pan out the way they wanted today, but just a great effort, great entertainment, and to come and almost win a state title. Big time congratulations to Shane Tilkey and Fergus Falls Post 30. Okay, there's Caleb Froning, named to the all-tournament team. Getting a big hand here from the Fergus contingent. Isaiah Holmes also named to the all-tournament team with that great pitching performance on Friday. Brody Crine, all-tournament as well. Great pitching performance yesterday and at the plate. So Fergus Falls getting Brody Crine, Isaiah Holmes, Brody Crine, Isaiah Holmes, and it was in Caleb Froning as the all-tournament players. So 14-8 is the final here. Apologize, trying to get the information live here as we're going and continue the broadcast and continue on with the broadcast here. Looks like Riley Gerard was named the MVP. But we're going to take one more time out, and when we come back, we'll recap the game and wrap things up here from Bloomington, where Fergus falls to Becker 14-8 in this championship game. They're runner-up here at the state tournament. Becker is the state champion. So we'll take one more time out on our Pemberton Law post-game report, and we'll be back after this.
Your history is important. It shapes who you are. Pemberton Law has been providing experience and professional legal representation for more than 140 years. Pemberton Law offers a myriad of services. However, their attorneys each focus on select services to offer supreme knowledge and experience to their clients. Pemberton Law would like to congratulate the Fergus Falls Junior American Legion team on a fantastic season. Pemberton Law in Fergus Falls, Detroit Lakes, Wadena, and Alexandria. Online at PemLaw.com.
It's our Pemberton Law post-game report. Fergus Falls now receiving their runner-up medals for being runner-up here at the Junior Legion State Tournament. And first game today, Fergus Falls fell 4-1. Great pitching matchup between Caleb Froning and Caden Denny as both pitchers went the distance. And Becker able just to muster up a few more runs. Fergus Falls had the first run of the game, but then Becker picked up 2 unearned runs in the fourth and then 2 in the sixth. Fergus Falls couldn't get any more runs in, and Becker won it 4-1. Now in the second game, it was a totally different story. Runs were all over the place. And in fact, Fergus Falls scored runs in their first 5 innings. They didn't score any in the last 2. The problem was Becker had a lot of different crooked numbers up. 4 in the first, 3 in the third, 5 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and it all added up 14-8. Fergus Falls scored a run in the first without even getting a hit. Caleb Froning hit by pitch, stole a base, then a couple groundouts got him in, and it was 1-0. But then Becker able to score 4 runs in the first inning. 2 of those were unearned, and errors cost Fergus Falls 4 errors that they had in this game. So quickly it was 4-1. Post 30 came back and answered and tied the game in the second. Micah Johnson led off with a single. Parker Tilke drove him in with an RBI double. Nolan Felstuhl walked, then a sacrifice bunt, sacrifice fly, and then an error. Ended up getting 3 runs in. Now Fergus Falls goes and accepts a very nice-looking runner-up, state runner-up trophy. Hats off to Fergus Falls on that. They'll bring home a nice trophy to display. But Fergus Falls tied it up after 2. And then it was Jacob Froning pitching in the second inning, getting out of a jam that looked like might be runs for Becker. But it was the only one of 2 zeros that Becker put up offensively in that game. So it was 4-4 after 2. Then post 30 took the lead with a run in the third inning. A 2-out run, Micah Johnson single, Parker Tilke single, a walk to Felstuhl, and then a bases-loaded walk to Holden Stenstrom. That made it 5-4. But it was 3 runs in the third for Becker that saw them get their first 5 men on with 3 walks and 2 singles. And actually, Fergus Falls was fortunate to get out of there with only 3 runs scored. It was 7-5 after 3 innings of play at that point. Then Fergus Falls tied it up in the fourth. Leadoff singles by Caleb Froning and Cam Wiedrich. Sacrifice fly by Brody Krine. And then a single by Brant Sherman. And Fergus Falls was able to score 2 runs to tie it up through 3.5 innings. But then the breakthrough inning that really separated was the 4th inning, where the first 7 players reached, and the first out was actually a beautiful defensive play by Fergus Falls, cutting a man off at the plate, and it actually ended on a beautiful defensive play that was a 4-3-6-5 double play to end the inning. But everything else going on there was not good. A hit by pitch, error, walk, error, single, hit by pitch is how the inning went, and they ended up getting 5 runs in to take a 12-7 lead after 4. Fergus Falls got a single run in the 5th inning, and that happened on a Cam Wiedrich single, and then a throwing error allowed Jacob Froning to score. That made it 12-8. But then 2 more runs were added in the 5th by Becker after a leadoff single by Riley Gerard, a walk to Chase Stupar, RBI ground out by Austin Rimmer, and an RBI single by Noah Minke scored 2. It was 14-8, and then Fergus Falls could not muster any offense after that, falling 14-8 to Becker. some of the good offensive performances for Fergus Falls in this game. Caleb Froning was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 stolen bases. Cam Wiedrich was 2 for 4 with a run. Brody Crine was 0 for 3, but he had a pair of RBIs, including an RBI groundout and a sacrifice fly. Micah Johnson hit the ball hard. His first 2 at-bats, he was 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Parker Tilke, 2 for 3 with a run, an RBI, and a walk. And Jacob Froning was 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. So 14-8, the final. Fergus Falls now getting their picture taken with their medals and their runner-up trophy. And just a big congratulations to Shane Tilke and his team and the run that they made. What great entertainment! I, as someone coming to broadcast the game, I had not seen this team play at all throughout the summer. Coming in a little bit blind. Appreciate Coach Tilke giving me a lot of information, statistics to talk about the games, but man, did they put on a show for their fans, for someone like me coming to watch the game, just from a standpoint of great display of pitching, hitting, fielding, and man, some great performances. Seeing Isaiah Holmes on Friday shutout New Ulm and Brody Crine with a great pitching performance yesterday against Becker. And maybe the coolest moment was in that game 1, trailing 8-1 after having 9 consecutive batters retired and nothing going for them, finding a way to put up 6 runs in the 4th inning, and then Holden Stenstrom had that big 2-out, 2-run double to give Post 30 the lead and come back all the way to beat Bloomington 9-8. Nolan Fellstuhl with some great defensive plays at third. It was just a lot of fun to watch this team play, and they were really, really close to bringing home a state title. Didn't quite pull it off, but a team that Fergus Falls and Post 30 and American Legion, Post 30 can be real proud of this performance of their team on and off the field. Pleasure covering them and watching them, and they finish off a great year at 22-6 on the year, and 22-7 on the year, and come up and end up as the state Junior Legion runner-up. Hats off to Fergus Falls Post 30. Congratulations to Becker. They end their season 22-8, and they had to win 2 in a row, and they did it, beating Fergus Falls here today to win the state championship. Congratulations to both teams. Congratulations especially to Shane Tilke and American Legion Post 30 on a great year. So that is going to do it for us. We'll wrap things up as the players continue to meander around the field. Now they're out talking in left field. They're wrapping up the season. A great season it was, and we appreciate it. And just another thanks to our sponsors for stepping up and covering this and making this broadcast possible, and covering this great baseball team and the run they had here this summer. Greatly appreciated. So with that, we will put things to an end here from Red Haddocks Field in Bloomington. Final score in the championship game: Becker 14, Fergus Falls 8. Fergus Falls ends the season as the Junior Legion state runner-up. So this is Jason Retzlaff signing off from Bloomington, and we thank you for listening to Fergus Falls Post 30 Baseball at the Junior Legion State Tournament. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.
Fergus Falls American Legion Baseball brought to you by American Federal Bank, Olson Funeral Home, FM Bank of Fergus Falls, the Viking Cafe, American Legion Post 30, Olson Oil Card Express, Fergus Falls Monument Company, Lakeway Express, and Pemberton Law.
See, that didn't take long. Hit Music Channel 977. KJJK AM 1020 Fergus Falls. Also broadcasting on translator K249EZ Fergus Falls. Hit Music Channel 977.